You know, he said, hey, if I was to come out and lose, my career's over. I'm done. There's no sense in me trying to push for what, you know? He has to satisfy, this is for him. He's satisfying himself. If he wins, he may or may not say, I'm gonna do another fight. He may say, you know what, that's it. I'm satisfied to where I ended. Excuse me. And if he wins it, he's gonna assess himself, by himself, you know what, I think I could do this again. I wanna do another one. If not, and even if he wins, he say, you know what, I'm done. That's it. I'm satisfied with what I accomplished. And, you know, it's all about self-accomplishment.
Saying if Errol retired, that, you know, if he lose, he gonna retire. I think I also heard him say if he win, he may retire. I mean, to me, you know, it is what it is. It's being realistic with yourself, but a lot of things you shouldn't speak in existence. You know what I'm saying? And it may just be, hey, you know what? I don't really want to go out like I did versus Terrence. I don't want to go out and people remember me for what happened with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he trying to get over the goal line and, you know, get into the Hall of Fame, because right now he's not a Hall of Famer. The bar has been set so low for Hall of Fame. I mean, and, you know, honestly, you know, in general, I blame the Participation Trophy Award, you know, whole thing where everybody think because they were good or they were solid that they deserve to get into the Hall of Fame. And I agree with Deion Sanders said, you know, some people shouldn't have the same type of gold jacket I got. All these people weren't Hall of Famers. And I think if a person don't get in on the first shot, they ain't a Hall of Famer. If you ain't gonna get in on the first go, you shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. It shouldn't be no second, third. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It shouldn't be none of that. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Box News playlist. And maybe he being realistic with himself going into this fight, but I think they should have just kept that to themselves. Okay, like, look here, if this don't go right, you know, even if I win, you know, I'm gonna hang it up. You know, and I respect it. But when you start to like understand the power of the tongue, you know, and sometimes you make a mistake and speak things into existence, and it's dangerous, bro. It's dangerous. Using your tongue is a weapon. You know, the Jizza called it the liquid sword in his debut Wu-Tang album. And, you know, I don't even think retirement should be in his vocabulary, to be honest with you. I don't think Errol Spence should have retirement in his vocabulary. And if I was, in his corner, we wouldn't even be talking about that. We'd be talking about the first thing to retirement. It may be one of those situations where both of these guys fight and we may see both of them may need to retire. It may be that type of situation, to be honest. And, both have questions about what they have left in the tank. I mean, really, it's no point of predicting this fight because you don't know. You don't know how much Tszyu got left. You don't even know how much Errol Spence got left. But honestly, you just want to know, like, okay, if this shit wasn't going right in camp, did they say we're gonna pull the plug on this, or do we want to go through this at all costs? And the reason you ask that question naturally, but then you being 3 years off, but then you hear what he said about the Terrence Crawford fight. Well, yeah, I knew I was fucked up. He basically said he threw the fight for money. So if he did it for money before and know he didn't have a chance, why wouldn't he do it for money again if he don't know he had a chance? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to gauge it. And come fight night, he may give it his all and he may look spectacular. And they said he may do 2 or 3 more fights at best, and he may look spectacular. Then again, he may come out there and not look so spectacular. And, or is there going to be honesty within that circle between whether it's his father, his manager, his coach, Ronnie Shields? Is there going to be honesty there, and were there honesty in camp? Honestly, how did we look in camp? Honestly, can I do this? Or is it like, well, Tszyu ain't that good, which, at this point, that's debatable, and we can get by. But if you already talking about, if this don't go good, like, okay, if you coming out of a camp and y'all feeling good and he progressed, you know, in camp and got better, and you like where he at. It ain't no, you know, this is his last fight, or it might be his last fight. Like Danny Garcia, you knew it was his last fight going into the Barclays Centers. Is it that situation where you don't really want to say it's a money grab, but it's a money grab, and if it looked like a money grab down and after the fight, you would admit it? And that's why I say it's hard to spend money when you on a person who came out and basically, and people give him a pass because you know, the powers of PBC, and that's one of the reasons I want to see this shit fall, because a lot of these promotional companies got this lock over boxing where they can do, you know, they can let shit slide, or, you know what I'm saying, they can control the media and people not tell the truth, and they can oppress the truth, you know. And my thing is this: nobody's really talking about some of the shit that he's saying. And then also, and people got mad because I brought up, did Boots and Xander have drug testing? Are they testing for this fight? You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking the question, and people saying, well, I'm hating, and you got, nah, nigga, is they testing or not testing? You know, anytime else y'all want to ask them if a motherfucker testing when it come to Devin, Crawford, you know, is they testing or not testing? You know what I'm saying? And in general, you know, Tim Tszyu, when he fought Tony Harrison, looked spectacular coming over to, you know, at home. And then when he goes back to America, he don't look as spectacular, you know. But, you know, in general, I couldn't see myself spending money on this fight. You know, for the simple fact that this motherfucker basically said he threw the Crawford fight. I mean, like I said before, niggas just be talking their way, you know, talking their way out of a fight. But in general, I don't really care for the nigga. And I know somebody comments, well, Errol Spence don't never respect his opponents, and he always down, and that's why he got his ass whooped versus Terrence Crawford. Fucked around and picked one fight that they didn't cherry pick, and that cherry picked the shit out of his ass. You know, if you don't respect your opponent, bro, like that's a dangerous thing to go into. You don't respect your opponent, and then he like, well, you know, I don't really like Tim Tszyu, said he gonna hurt me and gonna knock my eye out, and you know, I don't want to shake his hand because he said that, and you know, it is what it is. I would just say that was him trying to sell the fight. But I guess this is his way of amping him up. And then, you know, I seen something else. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. I guess that's his way of amping himself up. You know, and I ain't knocking it. But when you saying, oh, this might be my last fight, bro, I'm not even thinking about that. If you thinking about this your last fight, then something ain't going right in camp. Or it just may be like, yeah, I feel good as the camp progressed, but I'm not sure after 3 years. And then if you're not sure, then it goes back to the premise of this motherfucking line. I don't need a tune-up. Yeah, the fuck you did need a tune-up. And this, in theory, to a lot of people, is a tune-up. You need a tune-up. If you're not sure how this gonna go, if this don't go with, nah, it ain't. If it's like, dog, I know I did what I'm supposed to do. If I don't believe in tune-ups, I've been doing this since I was 16. I've been doing this at the highest level. I really wanted to fight Fondor, not this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You are sure. You done been through how many camps? Errol spent fights. He got 30-something fights. He done been 30-something camps. Been boxing since he was 16. And you are unsure. How you unsure? And you say you don't need a tune-up. I just be dissecting what motherfuckers just be talking. You know? And it's hard. It's the transparency there, because is you just going to Australia for a lick? Because you hit us with a lick for Terrence Crawford, apparently. And then you continue to keep it going. And he goes on and he says that, you know, he goes on and says that,
one thing I know about you is this is extracurricular stuff that you could do without. That's one thing I know about you. But what I feel, and I want to know this about you, like, have you matured? Is this something that you're more welcoming to now, or is it just like, nah, get it out of my face?
Nah, man, I dread it every time. Like, it's something that I do not like to do. If I could just fight, I just fight. Like, I really don't care for all this time stuff, but I know you got to do it. So, you know, I'm here for it. I don't complain about it. I just do it, but I don't like it at all.
You said that you didn't mind coming to Australia to fight Tim Tszyu. You wanted to go to Australia to fight Tim Tszyu. coming to Australia, being here now, how does it feel to be in Australia?
It feels good, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Australia is because I wouldn't have to do that many interviews. Because I know if I'd have fought in Dallas, man, I'd have been doing 1,000 interviews. I'd have been doing Dallas Morning News all over the place doing shows. So I knew my first fight back, I wanted to come back and fight probably overseas somewhere to where, you know, the only time I do interviews really is fight week. So, you know, it's been good, and, you know, I'm happy being in Australia. Australia's been dope. The people have been great, and I'm just ready to put on the show.
There's a curiosity about you, though, in a foreign country. You know, obviously, your reputation was worldwide. You weren't just an American star. You were a global star. So, you know, coming here to Australia, how have you been received so far? You know, obviously, because like I said, when a champion like you going on overseas, it's a treat for them, for these fans, too. Yeah, they have their guy, they have Tim, but it's also a treat to be able to see a fighter of your level come over to their country. How have you been received so far?
I've been received great, man. I've been getting treated real good. The people have been treating me good. A lot of the Aborigines have been treating me real good too. Like they've been showing a lot of love. So I almost think I'm one of them. So they've been showing me a lot of love and a lot of appreciation, man. It's been dope, man. I'm excited.
It says that he going to Australia because, you know, he didn't want to do a bunch of interviews if he fought in Dallas. And my thing is this, why not fight in Vegas then? Why not fight in New York then? Why not fight in Cali then? You know? No, you like, and motherfuckers just be lying. I just don't understand why these fucking fighters lie so much. There's no point to lie. Somebody's gonna condone any sucker shit you say. We know you going to Australia because you don't sell. Jerry didn't want your black ass in the house that he built after what Crawford did to you. I'll be real with you. You know? Well, I didn't want to do 1,000 interviews, so I came over here. Like, nigga, please. Nigga, please. Motherfuckers in boxing just lie too much, bro. There wasn't no money over here for you, dog. Real talk, wasn't no market for him to come back and get the money that he gonna get versus Tszyu. That's why you going over there. Simple as that. They make y'all believe these niggas had fan base and they made all this money. They didn't. If they were so successful and so profitable, PBC would still be up. Simple as that. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. You know, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, join the Patreon. But yeah, man, these motherfuckers, man, they be tricking y'all, bro. You know, and I just think a lot of people can't think for themselves no more. And that's a dangerous thing. We got a generation of people who can't think for themselves no more. They rely on somebody else's opinion. They can't comprehend nothing. They can't see when a motherfucker lying, can't read body language, can't read nothing, dog. Nigga, man, we'll see Saturday night. But if you're unsure, and you going to a camp and you're unsure, then nigga, you need a tune-up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Off 3 years. And he's like, well, I'm doing this for me and all this. Cool. I mean, I ain't knocking it. But it's hard to support a motherfucker that say he tricked y'all out y'all money. I'm just saying that piece.